Hey, average guys. It's ready to get into this. Only got a little bit. Got to go in a little bit. Sorry for all the loud noise in the back. I try to edit some of that out because got people mowing my lawn. All right, let's get into this. So I'm reading to a lot of these newses and I don't know, something on my thing. I don't know. Anyways, reading to a lot of these news reports, and Lakers just came out yesterday. Actually, yesterday afternoon, they're targeting an unknown target that no one's reporting. I'm wondering what that is. It said it could be a top free agent. I'm reading it right now that Cousins just tweeted something about the Lakers and how Lakers always been his team, like him growing up. I was reading what a trade would look like if we were to trade. We haven't signed Huertas' contract, which is weird because they told him they're going to sign him a 2-year contract, but they haven't signed his contract yet. They haven't signed Ingram's contract, and they haven't signed Tyke Black's contract. I think they changed their mind. They were going to sign these guys, but now they're thinking, well, maybe we could. Some might be traded, and some might. Ingram, I think Ingram's going to stay because I think Ingram's their future. I think that what they're going to do is see how the contracts go about, so how much they're going to give him. They don't want to give him this amount of money and then we just screwed ourselves. We can't get another guy. So I think they're holding off on him. The other two, I think they're going to trade. Little trade assets. What I'm looking into is it could be Cousins for Zubac and missing somebody. Black and Clarkson. Which I like Clarkson. I think Clarkson's a great asset. But if you can get a Cousins, that would be different. I mean, I would take it. But then you kind of think, what would happen with... We just signed our big dude, Mozgov, to a contract. So is he going to start? Or is he? So I'm assuming he's going to come off the bench now because Cousins is clearly the key piece there. So I kind of wonder what they're going to do there. If they trade Mozgov, it'll be fucking nuts. You just signed him to a deal. But I mean, I've seen stranger things in the NBA. I was reading also with J.R. Smith too. The Lakers are offering J.R. Smith like a 4-year deal, $64 million. I was like, oh no, that you don't want to get into those kind of contracts with especially J.R. Smith. J.R. Smith, what he's gonna do is he's gonna get that money and he's gonna suck for the rest of the couple years because he's that type of guy. He doesn't seem to give a shit. He got his ring, so now I think essentially he's not gonna put much effort in his play. I mean, he's good. He'll get you 14, 15 points a game, maybe 20. He'll have 20, 25 games, 25-point games, depending on what mood he's in. It really depends what mood he gets in, because there's days where he's just like, oh, okay, I'll just chill today, and there's days where he's scoring like crazy. So it really just depends on what type of mood he's in. So I don't like players like that. That's kind of like a Nick Young. We're doing a Nick Young thing again. I don't want to do a Nick Young thing again. Let's just put that away. Nick Young's going to actually, his contract's going to be bought out, so I think he's done. He's out of here, thank the God. What else I was looking into? Sacramento looks like they're going to be rebuilding. So I think they trade Cousins to probably get some pieces, rebuilding pieces. That's essentially what they're going to do. Their team is not, they can't compete with their team. Their teams are kind of, what's another team that I think was that's made some splash? I don't know what the Cavs are doing. The Cavs haven't really traded anybody. They haven't really got anybody. They've been kind of quiet. So I'm wondering what they're going to grab and what they're going to go for. I don't know. They lost 3 of their guys already. 2 of their guys actually. So it makes you kind of wonder what they're going to do. Their team was okay already. Imagine with them without it. So I don't know. It makes you kind of wonder what they're going to go for. So, even the Warriors haven't really signed any bench players to take those players. There's a bunch of roster spots. So I think a lot of players I don't think a lot of players are doing the whole minimum thing anymore, because that veterans minimum you only get paid 1.5. And I think essentially I don't think anybody's going for that. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's that whole thing is, but yeah, that's the whole thing with that. So yeah, I don't know. That's the whole thing with the Cavs. I don't know what's going on with the Cavs and the Warriors have been kind of quiet. The Warriors made a big splash. haven't really signed anything big than that. They've been kind of quiet. I think they're trying to figure out how they're going to sign players and how much money they're going to be putting down, because they don't have any draft picks and you don't really have any assets. So we'll see how it goes. See, I don't want to get in that type of jam, man. Like the Warriors or the Cavs. You get in these tight little fucking jams and then you end up screwing yourself. So, the Lakers did that at Dwight Howard. They fucking just drained all their fucking money into this guy and then ends up screwing him. And I think, I don't know. I'm hearing a lot from the Celtics. Celtics really want another piece. They're going after Blake Griffin, and OKC's going after Blake Griffin to bring in Westbrook to keep him there. Celtics are trying to go after Blake Griffin to get Westbrook to go over there. It's a big mess. Don't go after Blake. I think Blake's a great person. I think he's a great asset to a good, decent team. But that's all he's going to give you is decent numbers. He doesn't do defense, and he doesn't do much. He's doing a little more inside. I saw his jump shot. His jump shot's pretty good. But his style of play is really hard to match up with. So, I don't know. I mean, I think he would do better with the Celtics. But, I don't know. We'll see. I honestly see Doc Rivers just trading everybody after they don't win again. So, they haven't really done much this whole season. So, that whole Clippers thing is just like, pew, it's dying off. It was like a fad. Like, oh, the Clippers are the shit. And then it just died off. No offense to Clipper fans. That's essentially it for NBA. I don't think anything else other than those key points. The Lakers are trying. I think they're trying to make a big. I think the Lakers are trying. Jim Buss is trying to save his job, but he's trying to do it where he just scraps the whole fucking team. So he's trying to do it in a way that he doesn't get fucking like, oh, you dumbass, you just traded half your team for this guy, really. Give you a heads up though, DeMarcus Cousins does have, I think, 2 or 3 years on his contract, so that essentially could be cool to keep him there long term. I just don't know. I like him. I just don't think his attitude worries the shit out of me, dude. He's always trying to fight everybody and fist everybody. Yeah, I'm the same way at times when I'm fucking in that mode. But with him, like, you're out of business and you're seriously trying to fight some dude. Like, come on, dude. Get together. Yeah, that's essentially it for NBA. And alright, so now let's talk UFC. Alright, so UFC, guys. Okay, the future here. What's going on with the future here? Steroids. That's what's going on with the future. Their future is, I don't know. I think Chad Mendes got caught today with another steroid incident. I think they're testing everybody. I think that John Bones Jones just fucked everything up, because they're going to start testing everybody now. I feel like they're going to start testing dudes at a random to see if they're on anything or not. I think a lot of fighters, what they would do is they would have a certain day to take it, and then a certain day to drain, just to get it out of their system before they get caught. And I think that the FDA, or I don't even want to call that. I forgot what they're called. Is catching on, and I think they're catching guys faster when they catch them off guard. I think they just got into this cycle of, oh, we'll just test them 2 weeks before the fight. Essentially, you can't. They're gonna catch on to your shit. Brock just got caught again. His second test just got fucking just screwed. It actually made it worse for him. And then if you guys look on Joe Rogan's podcast, I know I'm a big Joe Rogan guy. Him and I forgot the other fighter's name. I actually like him too. I forgot his name. Him and this certain fight. If you look it up, Joe Rogan, the name's gonna pop up. I'm pretty sure if I did it right now, Joe Rogan's name and the other guy will pop up. Chael Sonnen. Talks about how his first test was fine, and he asked for a second test, and it was worse. So I think that's what happened with Brock. I think his second test was worse than his first one. So he's screwed. He's supposed to be appealing it until SummerSlam for WWE, so he can wrestle and whatever. And then see where it goes from there. But I don't know, UFC, and it's just kind of weird. Don't you think it's kind of weird how Dana White's bought his fucking company just sold for $1 billion, and now all this shit just comes out of nowhere after he just sold it? It's crazy strange. Maybe it's the company trying to, like, okay, let's test these guys, see if they're fucking not on fucking Hulk steroids. And essentially that's the danger, is if you're fucking kicking a dude with your fucking limb and kneeing a guy, and you're on fucking testosterone and your muscles are all bulked out, I'm sure that could fucking harm you. So, I mean, Mark Hunt could have been seriously injured. Brock Lesnar looked fucking swole as a motherfucker. He looked all like, what's going on, dude? And I'm like, are you fucking serious? I mean, that probably, like, red flag, you know? So, you know, buddies are like, are you serious? Dude's fucking just jacked. So, yeah, that's essentially that for that particular thing. You know, you don't know. These guys are all fucking roided up. The wrestlers are all fucking roided up. There's a guy on, I don't know his I don't watch wrestling, but essentially the ads will pop up, and I'm like, there's this guy named Biggie Lason or Biggie, whatever the fuck his name is. Dude's fucking just like this, like a weird, like, toy looking, like, this looks fake. And I'm like, really? That's steroids. That makes, he's fucking jacked. So, you know, I don't know. I just think it's funny. Vince McMahon probably pays dudes off to fucking look. Alright, let's just look the other way so these guys get jacked up. And you have to look a certain way for wrestlers, too. You gotta look a certain fucking way. I know they don't do the chair shot thing in the head anymore after Chris Benoit killed his whole family. If you don't know what that is, I can't find the link, but just type in Chris Benoit story, and then it'll just pop up, and there's a bunch of shit about that guy. He's foot crazy. I saw his autograph on eBay, by the way, guys. I was a big wrestling fan when I was a kid. Not anymore. Okay, anyways, back to the subject. I don't know anything else about the UFC. UFC is just making some weird things just coming out. Making kind of strange what's going on with that. Essentially, that's probably it for UFC. Anything else? I'm not really... It's just a bunch of steroid. I'm sure there's more going to be popping out in the next couple weeks, so I'm sure more fighters are going to get caught up. And that's about it, yeah, for that.
I'm going to repeat what I just said. Please keep both hands on the steering wheel. I don't want anybody driving off the road. I mean, our expectations are high. With these teams right now, they're saying us and Golden State are the super teams.
What? Derrick Rose that again. I know I was saying I was done with the NBA, but I just saw that. I'm like, oh god, Derrick Rose is so delusional. Gosh. Okay, this is the prime. This is what I'm saying with the Knicks. It's out of the way now. Knicks are going to be happy probably the first couple months because they're going to be doing decent. They'll be in the top four, third seed. And the injury starts to play. Then you got Derrick Rose hurt. He starts taking a couple days off. Okay. Then it starts having Joakim Noah a couple of days off. Then it starts building up. So, I mean, essentially, Derrick Rose is a good player, but his knees and it just doesn't. I don't know, his knees are just fucking sketch. If you can play a full good season without sitting out, I'll be happy for that guy because then he can get a full contract somewhere else or with the Knicks. And he could play good with a good solid couple years. Joakim Noah, I'm nervous because he has a plantar fascia. He has knee issues, back problems. So he's not going to play a full length of games. He hasn't played a full length of games since like 2010, 2011. So we'll see what happens. And the way that the new coach, his offense, I don't know. I don't know how the offense is going to play out. So he was doing that fast tempo. Now he's going to switch it up. I'm assuming he's going to go back to his usual style of play, but we'll see. I'm looking at it and like a bunch of question marks, man. This is what the Lakers did like 2 seasons ago with a bunch of used-to-bes on the team. Like, oh, they were so good, but this is now, not future, past. I mean, not the past. So we'll see what happens. Nothing but love for the Knicks, but you guys, Phil Jackson's cutting corners so he can just shut the fans up, which is horrible, but yeah. And then the Bulls too. That's what the Bulls did. They just cut corners to prolong they'll be competitive but not be a championship dynasty team with getting Dwayne Wade. So since you'll see how Dwayne Wade goes, he hasn't played a full length games either. He's always kind of injured. He had a good season last season, but this is gonna be a whole different atmosphere, a little colder. So we'll see how his joints hold up. And his same staff is not there for his knees and his health because Miami has Miami staff. So we'll see what happens. I'm really worried about how the Bulls' direction's going. I like the Bulls, but they're prolonging during their whole future. I seriously, I would have just started building a smaller team and then stay competitive with Jimmy. But it seems like they don't trust Jimmy Butler yet. I like Jimmy Butler. I think he's great. I think he's a fantastic leader and is a fantastic basketball player. So, see what that goes with that. Pelicans. I don't even want to get started with the Pelicans right now. That's just weird. It's a strange team. Oh yeah, with the Hornets. I believe I was reading yesterday that the Hornets, they got their All-Star taken away because they about the gay and movements, and they didn't want to give gay rights to them. So there's a bunch of shit going on with that. So they took the All-Star game away from Charlotte. I think they announced where they're putting it at. I'm not sure. I didn't read it. I just said, fuck it, I'm going to do this. But I'll look into it for you guys. That's about it. I decided to show the Colin Cowherd thing because I thought I was like, what the fuck? And get into it, guys. Alright, guys, I'm out of here. Have a good weekend. And, yeah, peace.